Welcome back to the Level Up Show. We have another episode here with Sameera Singh over the pond. Today, she's going to talk to us about money personalities. Stay with us. Welcome to the show, Sameera. Tell us a little bit
Thank,
about you.
thank you so much, Pam, for having me over. I'm so thrilled to be in your fabulous show. Absolutely honored. And to be here, to be in front of your fabulous audience. Hi, everyone. I am Sameera, but you can call me Sam. Whatever works best for you. I'm a money mindset coach based in London and an author. What I love doing and what my expertise is, I help women, especially women business owners, transform their relationship with money. I help them remove money blocks so that they can increase their income and live their best life and have a relationship with money which is balanced, which is authentic, and which works for them. Another thing I'm really passionate about is helping women charge their worth, whether they are in business or whether they have a job, ensuring that they have that confidence and that relationship with money where they can proudly go into the world and charge their worth with ease and authenticity.
Such a great topic. So many people, myself included, have these issues around money. Why do you think we have them?
This is a very, very good question, Pam. One of the biggest reasons because of which we start having issues about money has to do with limiting beliefs which we have about money. Most of these limiting beliefs are in our subconscious, and we observe all our limiting beliefs, whether they are regarding money or regarding anything else. Most of them are subconscious, absorbs by the time we turn 7. Uh,
Hmm.
I'm not saying that we don't absorb anything after that, but a big chunk of it is absorbed by the time we turn 7, because that's when our subconscious mind is actually absorbing more information than our conscious mind. And often, what we see uh, regarding money in terms of a relationship which our parents have. For example, we may have seen our parents argue about money, or we may have seen our parents work really hard to provide us with a lifestyle, or we may have heard our parents say to each other or to us, money doesn't grow in tree. Are you sure you want this? We don't have money for that. Take care of it because this is very expensive. If you have got this really expensive gift, you're going to get a cheaper gift in Christmas because you've got an expensive thing in for your birthday. That is a big source of information which our brain is absorbing. But then there are other sources, like we may have heard things from our teachers. We may have subconsciously noticed that maybe that person in our class who didn't have as much money as others, maybe they were left out. Children can be quite
Mhm.
unconsciously quite cruel at times, if I may use the
Mhm.
word. Or we may have seen that there were some people who had more money, and they had a car dropping them to the school, or they just had more money to spend. Also, a lot of it is sometimes also generational. For example, people who were, I'm sure it was same in the US, in the UK, people who lived through Second World War and the construction which happened after that of the whole society and the economy, they had a very different view about money compared to someone who came in, who was brought up in 1960s, or maybe Generation X, because there are generational patterns. Then there are also patterns which relate to a specific community, to a specific gender, and
Mhm.
we all observe them. And what we feel about money is a combination of everything that we have observed. And but one, especially for women, the what society expects from us, that also impacts a lot about a relationship about money. So as women, we are supposed to be nurturers, we are supposed to be carers, we are supposed to give value, whether it's in terms of taking care of people, or if we are at work taking doing the things that we do, or if we're in a business taking care of our clients without expecting much in return. For example, we just take it for granted that our moms, or if we are a mom, or if you're a wife or a partner, there's certain sets of activity which you would do, for which you would just do it because that's what's expected of you as a woman. Also, there are viewpoints that like it's unfeminine to think about money. You would see such few women asking almost assertively for what they want in terms of money, whether it's in business or whether it's in job. If and There's almost this conception that is unfeminine to talk
Mm.
about money, to ask about money. A big example which I always give people is this: that if you look in movies, the rich woman's never the nice one. She's
Right,
always the vamp. She's always the bad one, whether it's like
right.
101 Dalmatians or any other soap opera, like if you see Dynasty or anything you take up. And if she's trying to, even if she's trying to fight for what is hers, it is frowned upon, because what is more expected is this: she should be putting that energy in maybe nurturing her relationships or taking care of her kids. So as women, we have this very specific sets of emotions around money, where we think that all the value that we are providing, it is just expected of us, and we should not be expecting a financial compensation in return for it.
The one line that really stood out for me was, we do things without expecting much in return.
Yeah.
And I think that topples over into the business world when we go into being business owners. I see women, myself included, needing to or wanting to or feeling this real energy around, I must over provide to
Yes.
even get myself to a place where I'm worth what it is that I'm wanting to charge, which is usually way under charging as well.
Yes. And we always think that, like, if I'm getting paid, let's say, $1,000, £1,000, if as I'm in the UK, we should be providing value almost up to like five times that,
Right.
just because that's what's expected of us. Whereas if you look at men, like even if you get a man plumber or something, he'll be like, love, you paid me for 1 hour, this is the work which I have done and this is what's left. He's not going to really think about the fact that
It's
there's
not
something more need to be done. It is very interesting when you see this dynamic between men and women, where money is concerned.
very interesting. When I started working with men, I understood very quickly they don't have the emotion that I had around money. It was very number based, fact based, and mine was very emotional based. And when I talk with women, it's the same. And they wrap themselves up into it. What am I worth? Right? Versus what is it that I'm providing? What is that worth? Can you talk to us a little bit about your 8 money personalities?
Yes,
Yes.
I love talking about money personalities. So people who don't know about money personalities, we all have a money personality. They all fall under 8 types. Your money personality is basically what determines your relationship with money. It determines how you behave around money. It determines what your strengths are with money. It determines what your challenges are with money. It determines what money means to you. And it determines how you are comfortable earning money. It's almost like your money DNA or your money blueprint,
Mm,
I may call so. And there are 8 of them, and we all have one which is most dominant. I'll go through one by one and give a description.
yes.
The first one is a saver. So this is a money personality which is obsessed with and by saving money, as the name suggests. They are also called like inner bankers. They are motivated by getting the most value and spending the least
Mm,
for it, if I may say so. And they're financially very conservative. A lot of accountants and lawyers, they fall under this categories, especially man accountants and man lawyers. This is your friend who, if you're going for movies, will go to 5 places to find the popcorn and a Diet Coke deal, and will still go for the cheapest, where she's saving maybe 50p more, and will feel very happy about it. Because it doesn't matter to her that it's 50p. What matters to her is that she has saved. It doesn't matter that what amount she has saved, but she has saved. And I used to always wonder, because my money personality is very different, about why do it matters to them. But after I understood about money personality, I realized that they were just being true to themselves. And we all have a person like this in our life. Or this is a person, when you go out for drinks or dinner, they will split the bill to the penny.
Yes.
The second money personality is one under which a lot of women fall under it. This is what I called a carer or a nurturer. And for them, money is a tool to take care of people. They don't care about money as such, but they love the fact that with money, they can take care of people, whether it's their clients, whether it's people in their life, or whether it's their friends. These are the people who, if it's Christmas, they will buy a gift for everyone, but they will not buy anything for them. That's the shadow side they need to work on. They never, because they think that money is a tool to take care of others, they almost feel guilty spending it on themselves, because they feel that they should be spending it all on others. The third money personality is very similar, but slightly different. It's called the uniters. They are driven by making relationships. For them, money is a byproduct of a very strong relationship. They care about money, but if they have to choose between relationship and money, they will go for the relationship. Having strong relationships, whether it's with their bosses, whether it's with their clients, that's more important to them. These are the people in business who would have the same client who has stuck with them for 15 years and they have not increased the prices. Or if they are in a product-based business, they're still giving that special discount to this one person because they promised it to their father or something. And their clients stay with them because of the feeling of loyalty, because of the relationship they have built. But sometimes these people lose out because they have not increased their prices, or they're still dealing with clients who are not paying them on time, who are defaulting on payment, because relationships are more important to them. If it's in a job, so these are the same people who would be with the employer for 20 years, even though they could have changed jobs many times and got like a salary hike each time. But that relationship, that sense of comfort is more important to them than getting that salary rise. The fourth money personality is what I call a visionary. These are basically people who want to transform the world. They, in a way, almost at times don't like money. These are the people who often think that money is a source of all evil, but they realize that they need money to change the world, to transform the world. They are often very passionate about one cause or other, and they know that to leave that impact, they need money to change the world. So even if they are in business, they will often say that I'm in business so that I can help out with this cause, or I can have enough money to open animal shelter or help out to build hospitals in Africa. For them, that's what money matters. So a lot of people who have charities, who run non-governmental organizations, they fall under it. And the only motivation for them to earn money is that they can use it to change the world. And it doesn't have to be on a global level. It can also be in the fact more at a local community level. Number 5 is what I call celebrities or superstars. For them, money is a tool to stand out of the crowd. They often use money to become that special person. So this is your friend who would buy the latest Prada bag and it would be all over her social media, or she would travel in business class. Again, she would be documenting her whole journey on Facebook or on social media. This will also be your friend who will go to the pub and would say the next round is on me, or I'm getting a bottle of champagne for everyone every time, because it's a tool for them to stand out. from the crowd. The next money personality, which is the sixth one, is quite similar to them in the sense that they also like having a comfortable life. They like spending on themselves, but their motivation is totally different. These are the essentialists. As the name suggests, they like being comfortable. They like having good experience in life. So these are also the people who would basically travel in business class or will live in a very comfortable house, but they will never show off because they are not worried about the external validation. What matters to them is how they are feeling. They use money as a tool to have good experience and as a tool to feel better about themselves. This is also your friend who would be like, I'm very stressed, so I'm going to go and get a massage at the most posh place because she just wants to feel good. In terms of business, these are the people who are the best candidates if you are in a service-based business for the VIP clients, because they just want the experience. They'll be like, I'll pay, but as long as I feel good about it. The seventh money personality are what I call rebels without a cause. These people love earning money, but by unconventional means. They need to have that adrenaline rush when they are earning money. They can be in conventional industries, but they would still do something quite unconventional or shake up the industry. And sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. A lot of gamblers or people who are in betting, they fall under this category, or sometimes even stock traders, because they need that rush of that adrenaline rush, that whether it's going to work, it's not going to work. A perfect example is Elon Musk. Whatever he does it in an unconventional way. He can be in a conventional industry, but he would always shake it up. Sometimes it works, like Tesla, but sometimes X, Twitter, whatever it's called now, it didn't work. And they will either be considered as greats in their business, or basically things will not work out. The last money personality, or the eighth money personality, is a ruler. They are the workaholics. These are the people who are obsessed with working. It may look like that they are obsessed with making money, but what actually they are obsessed is that sense of success, that accomplishment. They want to leave that legacy and leave their impact on the world. For example, if a ruler wins a lottery, they'll actually be very miserable because they'll be like, I have the money, but I don't have my empire. I don't have my legacy.
Mhm.
And that's what they're obsessed with. And one thing with them is this, that they can become too goal oriented. They can burn out. Those are some of the things they need to be concerned about. So as you can see from different experience of money personalities, each money personality will have a different business strategy or a different business model, different marketing strategy, which would work for them. That is one of the reasons I always work with my clients, that cookie cutter business strategies don't work. Imagine giving the same business strategy to a saver who's obsessed with saving, and a superstar or a celebrity who's obsessed with spending money, or having them in a business partnership. It's not, unless and until they really understand each other, it's not really going to work. Hence, I always tell my clients that first thing you need to do is find your money personality, and then come from a place of authenticity to find out what is the best model for you. So, for example, let's say a uniter or a carer, they may be happiest doing a one-to-one, especially if they are in a service-based industry, doing a one-to-one model because they have the relationship there. They may not feel that authentic if they are doing like a big group program, because they will feel that they are missing that connection with people. But maybe a ruler or a celebrity would be very happy doing that, because for a ruler, it's like, that's my empire. And a celebrity would be like, I'm center of attention. And if you want to find your money personality, there's a link in my website. You can take as a free assessment, which will tell you what your biggest money personality is, and also what your two other most dominant money personalities are. We have one very dominant money personality, but our top two after that also impact our relationship a lot. I'll give you an example. So my top money personality is a ruler, and my second most dominant is essentialist. And the score between ruler and essentialist is not that different. So I always have this tug of war going in my head. My ruler is always going, we need to work. So, but my essentialist is like, oh, we have done our VIP list for the day. Now we should watch Netflix or have a nice meal or just relax. But my ruler is always like, no, but we have this 2 hours in the day. We should think of something else, create work for ourselves to do. So those your other two money personalities will also have a big influence on your behavior. My partner's biggest money personality is a saver, but very closely with a essentialist. So it's very interesting. I always laugh because the saver in him is going like, I need to save the money. But the essentialist in him is always going like, oh, it will be a good experience. Let's spend the money here.
So fascinating. I don't know which one I am. Is it normal that you can kind of see yourself in all of them until you take
Yeah,
the test? Yeah.
because it may be your top one and then your other two. So when you take the test, you will find out. It's almost mind blowing when you take the test because you understand so much about your
Oh,
personality.
I can't wait. I think I'm an essentialist because I don't show off, but everything I do is about comfort.
Yeah.
Like buying the best of the best tools or the best of the best places or a VIP lounges. And every time I buy a program, I get to the guru? I want the VIP part. I want to make sure that yeah. So, but then
Yeah.
I can see the others in me as well. So I'm going to take that test.
Do you outsource very easily in your business? Things which you don't find interesting?
Say the first part again of the sentence.
Do you outsource a
Oh
lot of
yeah.
stuff in your business? Yeah, that's a typical sign of essentialist because they are like, I find this boring. This is not my thing, so I'm going to outsource it.
Yes, yes. So that's fascinating. When I'm helping women build businesses, I understood personality types, but the money type is very different. And I think, especially with outsourcing, if that's a part of a money personality, that's important to understand, not only about myself, but with people that I work with. So people on this call are listening to this and are helping women in business. I think go download this and use this with your people. Like get your people to download it as well, so that you can be sure that so that I can be sure I'm guiding them in the way that makes sense so that they can thrive.
Yes. So, for example, if you have if one of your clients is a saver, just to convince them to that they need to spend that extra money to on something else, that would be a challenge. So it's
Right.
like, as a business coach, you'll have to kind of show them almost a monetary value that, yes, you would be spending, let's say, $50 on
Mm.
this person a day or a week, depending on where they are. But that would free out 3 hours of your time every day or 3 hours in the week. Because you know what, like saver would be like, I'm not spending extra money on anything else. I'll do everything on my own.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And
So
with a ruler will delegate, but with the ruler, you may have to say that let go of the control. The control, they want to they're rulers, they want to control everything. So that just accepting them to let go of that control.
So every personality probably has its quote unquote dark side to it as well.
Yes.
Yes. And before we wrap up our episode today, what's one tip that you can give to women besides learning your money personality to help them deal with this lack of money that they have in their life?
What I always tell women, all my clients, is firstly, start with where you are now. Uh, the best tip I can give you is, and I'll quickly go through my whole 5-step process, but the best tip I can give you is start managing whatever you are earning now well, because what that does is this, it gives a very, very strong message to God, to universe, to your subconscious, what you believe in, that you can be trusted with the money and you start feeling in control of money rather than money feeling that money is in control of you. And other thing I always tell my clients is this, especially right now in this economic times, if you are in debt, don't take more debt to basically pay off the debt. It's a very slippery slope. I'm sure in Mexico, in US, in Canada, and just the way it is in the UK, they are charities who don't charge anything, and they will help you through, who specialize in providing help for debt. And the first step is the hardest, is just accepting that, going to them, but they are trained to help people, and they will never make you feel bad about yourself, and they will provide you with the best option there is. So that is one thing I'll tell everyone. And if it's okay, I can quickly go through my process on how they can actually increase their income. So the first step is to find out what you feel about money, because your beliefs about money are definitely impacting what your money reality is. So there's a very easy exercise. Everyone can do it. You take a paper, A4 paper, at least 2 sides, and first thing in the morning, start writing money is. And write at least the 2 sides. Don't judge yourself. Don't stop yourself that this sounds stupid. This doesn't sound like. It's almost like a stream of conscious writing. Once you have written it, go through it, and you will find out 2 or 3 trends or patterns about what you feel about money. And I would say that start with the most dominant one. And that would actually be your first sentence. Like, it would be the first thing which you write: money is hard to come, money is difficult, money is elusive. It would usually be that, but do the exercise. Flip it into something empowering. What is empowering is very personal, but it should light you up. So, for example, if your biggest pattern is money is hard to come by, you can flip it into money comes to me effortlessly and easily. But what the words are, it would be personal to you, but it should light you up, if I may use that word. And after that, start looking for evidence every day that your new belief is true. There's a scientific reason behind it. Our brain and subconscious brain basically works on repetition, and it is always trying to see, like, what evidence we see, we start believing. So, for example, we are all seeing evidence that economy, because it's on media, people are talking about economy is not doing well. That's what we have all started believing, even if that may not be our personal reality. Like, people who are in jobs may not be impacted. So we are now going to show our brain deliberate evidence that this new belief is true. What I tell my clients is, get something called evidence journal. It doesn't have to be actual journal. It can be your phone, if it's easy. And start by writing every day 3 pieces of evidence that your new belief is true. Now, the evidence doesn't have to be that you have got suddenly a huge amount of money. Start small, but it has to be and it can be something personal to you. So you can say, money comes to me effortlessly and easily because someone got me a free coffee, I got a free coupon, I got a discount. After 1 week, make 5 pieces of evidence. After 2 weeks, make it 7 pieces of evidence every day. After 3 weeks, make it at least 10 pieces of evidence every day, and do it at least for 60 to 90 days. And once you start doing it, once your beliefs start changing, you would actually see the evidence, I promise you. And this is a very common exercise which a lot of athletes do. Like, when they try to train them, that look at the evidence that you are winning, rather than looking at that evidence is not working. The second is something to change your energy. This is also a very powerful exercise. It brings out a lot of hidden emotions at times, but keep doing it. Make a list. Since you are a child, the first memory you have about negative memory you have about money, until your present day, whatever is your latest negative memory about money, write them all down, and then go through everything in that list. Read everything, read each memory, let it sit with you, feel what you're feeling, and then forgive it and release it. I usually do a Hawaiian exercise called Hapapono, where you say, I forgive you, thank you, I love you, I'm sorry. But don't get caught in the mechanics. If you are a person of faith, forgiveness may mean something else to you. You may have a prayer for it. It can be something totally different. Whatever forgiveness mean to you, forgive it. And as you go through each memory, two things will happen. The first is this, that once you start maintaining this list, suddenly your subconscious in the days to come will start throwing new memories which you have forgotten about money, because you're doing that work. So keep writing it all down. Some pieces of memory you will find that you can forgive them in the first go. Some of them which are very deeply entrenched, you'll have to come back again and again to forgive them. But these are the ones which will move the needle, because those are the ones having the biggest impact on your psyche. Again, do this. It's a very hard exercise, and it does take like 20 to 25 minutes every day. Do it every day, please, for 60 days. And again, I promise you, you would see miracles if you do it. Especially any negative feelings you have around money, they will just disappear. The other exercise which I always give my clients is, of course, like, take action, because we can do all the internal work. But if you're not taking action, unfortunately, universe doesn't work like that. But when you start doing these two exercises, you will find that quality of your actions will change, because you're coming more from a place of abundance, more from a positive energy, instead of taking fear-based action. And those actions will have such a good impact. So you will be reaching out to your clients and then thinking, I'm desperate for a client. You would be instead coming from a place of confidence, more place of abundance. And the last piece of exercise, which I always tell all my clients, is start managing what you have now. You can create money pots. Money pots work amazing. Divide everything which you're earning after you have paid the essentials like rents and bills into 4 or 5 pot. Make yourself stick to those pots. Always have a saving pot, because we all have an upper money limit. And once we hit that, our money sabotages kicks in. And when we start saving, even if it's just $5 a month, we are basically increasing our upper money limit by telling ourselves that we don't have to spend everything that we earn. So we get comfortable with having excess. Upper money limit, basically what tells us is this: we're uncomfortable having excess money in our life. I'm against budgets where you have no time for fun, because they are like starvation diets. They don't work. You have a crash diet where you go like, I'm only going to eat 800 calories for next 1 month. It will either not work, or it's not sustainable, because suddenly when that month is over, you will basically gallop down everything which comes your way. I have been there. So I always tell my clients that one of your pots should be your fun pot, so that don't have that starvation feeling. But your challenge is you stick to that fun pot.
Imagine working with you one-on-one. If this is the level of value that you get on this episode of the Level Up Show. So this information will definitely, even if you took one of the tasks out of the 5 that Sam has given us, you will level up. I'm going to take your challenge on, the 5 points. We will list them down below. And if someone wants to work with you personally, tell us a little bit about how we can find you.
So the best way to find me is by emailing me at sameera@sameerasinghcoach.com. I also have a podcast where Pam's going to come. I'm so excited. And which is also called In Her Successful Shoes. It's being relaunched right now. And I also have a Facebook group where it's called Become a Money Magnet. And I'll share the link, where I provide free trainings and free challenges to people who are not in a position to work with me now. Because I really feel that people, especially women, if you are in a situation where you cannot work with a coach, you should still get the support you need. So that group is totally free. You can join there. And I'm on Instagram at in.her.successful.shoes. And I'll also share the link to my money personality quiz. So please take that. It's totally free. And I promise you, you would be like, wow, now I understand how I behave around money.
Yes. And we'll put all those links down below. Thank you so much for sharing so much of yourself with us today. What a fantastic episode. Everyone, you've been given some tools. Tools work if you use them. See you soon.
Thank you so much, Pam, for having me. I'm absolutely honored.
Such a pleasure. Such a blessing to have you. Thank you.